Hey yo, what is good guys? Welcome back to another video, man. We finally have another update. Sorry it's been a while. I've been focused on other things, but my plan to turn $100,000 portfolio into millions part 4. This is a portfolio that I'm trying to hold for at least 5-10 years, make some great returns over the times, maybe even performing better than the S&P 500. And honestly, this is my long-term portfolio. I make this video to teach you guys how to make a long-term portfolio and how you guys can make the most out of your money. With that being said, this is not a portfolio that I'm personally putting deposits in. I just put a one-time $100,000 into this one, and I'm hoping to make it grow without putting any money into this one. I might make another video where I do show my actual my other long term that I actually just put deposits in 10% of what I really make in a month, and I normally put it into a portfolio just to make that one grow as well. But that one is kind of my long term, but that one I want to kind of throw into property and stuff like that later on. So it might be like a 5-year hold, or it might just be, maybe next year I cash out some or I use it as leverage. With all being said, man, we're seeing some big gains, especially with the market, how it is moving right now. We're making new highs back to back. But welcome to my journey of turning $100,000 into millions. Today, I'm excited to give you guys an update on my investment portfolio with a total gain of $17,000 and 36 cents, which is kind of insane. This is literally just money sitting into an account. So that is the big moves. And honestly, I'm very, very pumped to see where it goes. It's been a wild ride. Let's dive into some stocks driving this growth and the latest news shaving my investments. So this is how it's going. The past couple of videos, I did make some updates. I was at 10K. I think last video was at 114K. And then now we're at 117, which isn't really a big move. But the main difference that we do see is Apple finally making a comeback. That is one of my biggest holdings. I feel like it's kind of undervalued right now, but investors aren't really happy with Apple just because of their AI. It's not really as hype. And honestly, man, maybe with their new launch of phones and stuff like that, we could see a bigger move with Apple. And we have a potential AI deal that can bring Apple up even more. So I'm hoping that this can bring my Apple one up like like way more, honestly. I think last video, my Robinhood, it was up like 89% or something like that. Now we're up 122%. We came out with some good news. Robinhood's just kind of killing the game right now. I think crypto's moving it up. And then they also got those stable coins as well that is moving it up. We're going to be talking more about that a little bit later. And of course, Palantir made a break to the upside. I think it's trading at $153. I'm hoping to see it at 160. But Apple is kind of one that I'm pumped about because I've been day trading Apple and Nvidia. Speaking of Nvidia, we don't really have a big holding with Nvidia. Honestly, I should have put way more money into it, but we are up almost 60% with that investment, which is insane. I might dollar cost average if we do get a dip. But with that being said, we are up $600, almost seven. With that being said, man, the overall market has been moving pretty strong. Everybody sees those new highs, especially in crypto. I might move over to some more crypto. With that being said, we do have some IBIT, which moves with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been moving pretty strong, but honestly, not as strong as like Ethereum and XRP. XRP has been moving pretty strong. Ethereum as well. IBIT is just an ETF basically. We have ETHA, which is an ETF that moves with Ethereum. That might be one that I get into as well, maybe later on. And there's one that I'm going to be including at the end of the video that I personally trade. I kind of swing trade this one, and it's going to be one that I might add to my long term. It's one that you've seen in a previous video, and we made like 100%, but I sold it because it's kind of a penny stock, more of a gamble. We do have some gambles in this one, so keep that in mind. But we do have stronger data coming out overall. Honestly, the last week, man, it brought markets up overall and some good data. Not really showing any tariff, like any bad data with tariffs basically, so that's pretty good. But with that being said, we might be able to see some next time we get some data, so keep that in mind. But we have some strong Q2 earnings, so we did have some good earnings, and it is earnings season, so that could potentially bring the markets up even more. With that all being said, it is summertime, and I think next week is going to be a little bit slower with trades. So honestly, man, keep that in mind if you guys are day traders. But honestly, man, we have a resilient economy. Retail sales is up 0.6%, and we have a low jobless claims, and that was basically the data. AI and tech sector leadership. So we did have NVIDIA, TSMC driving up the NASDAQ. We did have some good earnings with TSM overall, bringing NVIDIA, Broadcom, and other chip stocks up. Tariff pause also reduced uncertainty, but we do have it until August 1st. So that is basically in like 2 weeks. So we will see if it brings up or down the markets. And if we're going to see if Donald Trump is going to pause and or get better rates. But honestly, man, I think he might stand on business this time, but he hasn't for the last couple of times. So he might get another extension and or you might see money start coming in. I think we also seen like $86 billion in tariffs come in so far. So that is kind of insane too. But stable inflation, potential Fed rate cuts too. We're getting some news on that. we also got some things that could drag down the market, and it already kind of did with the rumor. But Jerome basically almost getting fired, waving around a letter and stuff like that. But that came out to be false. But last time we had a rumor come out, it came out to be true a few days later. I forgot what it was, but it was something that brought stocks down a decent amount. With all being said, man, let's talk about some of the holdings. So we already talked about Robinhood. Robinhood is doing like basic decent calls. I mean, it's mainly gambling, so it's not really good for like the gambling market because a lot of people are going to be losing more money, and it's not really promoting, long term. I'm trying to promote a long term here, and then Robinhood's promoting more gambling. But honestly, man, it brings in more money. It's the Gen Z trading platform. That's why I invested into it, and we're up 122%. So I might be holding that one for the long run because Robinhood, I don't think Robinhood's going anywhere. I personally like their desktop application as well. Palantir is doing pretty good, up almost 40%. I'm going to be holding that one for the long run too. Palantir is like, I mean, honestly, Palantir might be that stock. It's kind of like Nvidia, where Nvidia like rallied up one time, not one time, but like 1 year, like a lot, and then it kind of just started slowing down a little bit. So you might see a little bit of slowdown in Palantir, but they got government contracts, AI, and everything like that. We have Apple next, man. If we can get a good AI deal, I think Apple can finally make a breakout, maybe the 220, 230 level, bringing us up even more. And then we got some other ones like NVIDIA. Everybody knows, man, NVIDIA just been killing it. SMCI also has been killing it, bought that at a low range. Kang is a penny stock, but that one has been moving pretty decent. I think it's a Chinese penny stock, and honestly, Chinese stocks has been going up. I might sell my Kang and also Math. We made a video on Math. We're only up 5%. I might sell it if we go up like a little bit more, maybe to 10% or something like that. Might get out of that and then get into one that I'm going to be talking about later on. And I might also want to load up on some ETHA, which is an Ethereum ETF. And honestly, bro, that one's pushing right now. AMD as well, man. That one's up 62%. We don't have too much money into that one. Intel is one that, I bought it at the low range. And honestly, man, you're not going to see it red too much unless, they go bankrupt. So with that being said, man, Intel is going to be that one that I hold for a long run. And then honestly, man, I think Intel, man, once Intel moves and if we get some good news with Intel overall, I think we can get a big push to the upside. Like, I think I bought it at like $20. If you get like $100, we can, we're going to be making a decent amount of money off that one in the long run. And some other ones, man, I think Coca-Cola is down like 3% as of making this video. And honestly, man, that was when Staples was up and honestly stocks were down. So that was kind of a stupider play, I guess to say. And then GameStop, of course, is down too. I think they came out with them investing in the crypto and it just didn't really work out for them. So I think our average is like $27 on that one. I do like that $20 level with GameStop, but I wasn't patient enough for that one. So we are down with GameStop. But hopefully we can see some green in the future, and I'm just going to sell it. Maybe at break even, honestly. But with that being said, man, maybe if GameStop gets back up to that $30 level, I'll sell it. Maybe even have a limit sell for that one. But with that being said, man, my gamble, we're going to talk about Math because a lot of people like Math, and I did a video on it. So the overall strong market is bringing it up, and they have some good growth. The revenue is up 4 times to $31.4 million profitable, 24.6% ROE with $5 million share buyback, which is insane. And honestly, man, just a big surge in AI tech stocks. Robinhood, of course, man, we already basically talked about it, but they do have a decent holding in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and people, I mean, you can buy it basically with that, so it's bringing the stock up. But with that being said, man, first link in the description below if you guys want to learn more and have some more stock picks. I think I have like 60 plus picks in this, and it helps you guys learn how to recharge, how to get your long-term next. First link in the description below. It's pretty cheap, and you can get a 50% off with that code on the screen, and 50% off of every course that's on there. So keep that in mind, man. First link in the description below. And then now, man, I want to talk about ATAI, man. I love this one personally. I'm not even going to lie, though. It did make a breakout recently. I think we had some news. I forgot what it was, but unfortunately, somebody died with another biopharmaceutical stock, and basically their other pharmaceutical or other medicine or whatever basically that already got passed has the same thing that the medicine that the person died in the trial phase had. So basically that stock went to basically zero. But with that being said, man, everybody's buying up pharmaceuticals like other ones. They're cashing their money out of that one and putting it into other ones. So I think that is what made ATAI spike up recently. Personally, man, I'm not even going to lie. I was looking at that 260 on my personal account where I swing trade certain penny stocks. And honestly, man, I was scoping it out, but I scoped it out literally this day, last Thursday. And literally it spiked up the next day. And I was like, dang, like if I would have got that 260 hit, I would have got a decent amount of money off that penny stock. I was only going to throw like $5,000 into it, but ATAI makes me a lot of money. I like to swing trade it at around that 260 level. And when we were down at this range, I used to swing trade it at around that $2 level to that 210, 220, and then just wait until it spikes up like we've seen like 250, 270. And honestly, man, this one was a decent one to buy and sell. But right now, man, I'm going to wait until it gets down to that 260. I do still have my limit buy on there. So maybe if we get a little spike downwards, it might touch it. But honestly, man, ATI moves pretty good and we just made a new high. So this one I'm going to personally have my patience on. But honestly, man, if you guys do see ATI at that 260 level, I do recommend getting into it. With all being said, man, they still are doing pretty good too. The BPL 003 results was pretty good. And that brought up the recent spike up. And honestly, man, ATAI just moves pretty good. I have an overall video on it if you guys want to watch more on ATAI, but this is one that I'm personally watching for my swing trade account and also my long-term account because I just want to hold it for a long time. The only problem is holding it for a long time, you might get some bad news. Maybe their other trial or another trial doesn't work out. The stock will die down a decent amount. And or like we've seen in this previous one, man, somebody dies. No offense. Like I hope that the families are okay and everything like that. But you can see a stock basically die off of that. And honestly, man, you can either hold it and or just sell it for a loss basically. So that's the unfortunate thing. But conclusion, man, that's my rundown of the 100K to million so far. Just want to say, man, subscribe if you guys enjoy videos like this. Let us get to 500 subs, man. We hit 450. I appreciate you guys. And honestly, man, watch some shorts. But with all that being said, man, good luck with your long term. You need a long term in life. No matter what age you are, you can be 50, you can be 10. Okay, all right, maybe not 10 because your parents got to consent and everything like that. But you should always save money and having a long term, man. Let it build for you. As you've seen, man, we're up $17,000 in the past like 2 months. That was like 2 months of investing right there. $100,000. And you can do that. Just look at it. If you did it with $100, you could be up $17 with your savings account, basically. So honestly, man, I do recommend having a long term. You don't have to buy the courses or anything like that. But honestly, man, I just show you guys the stocks that I personally trade. You guys can look at other YouTubers. You guys can look at other people. You can even follow like bigger people, like look at like insider trades and stuff like that. But honestly, man, I make this video to maybe convince people to have a long term because this will save you in the long run. And honestly, man, later on in life, you hold it for 5 years, you could potentially buy a house with that and then potentially stack your bread even more with the house, sell the house, and guess what? You can reinvest into your long term and or buy some more property, man. That's how you get rich.